Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Monday, y'all. Happy Monday. It is Monday, November 22nd, 8:08 a.m. So it is time. It is time for our morning affirmations. I want to thank everybody who's been with us so far for the I'm Worthy of Love series. And we are halfway through the I Am Worthy of Peace series. So just like the I'm Worthy of Love series, I'll have the affirmations available as a digital print on my Etsy shop at the end of the week. And I'll also let you know what series we're getting into next week, at the end of this week. So stay tuned. Before we really get started, as we're waiting for folks to show up, I want to give a couple of shout outs. First of all, if you were in the place for our concert, Anthony Moesghetti and Praise Motivated Fellowship concert, like you already know, it was a fantastic event. Vocals were on point. The energy was lit. And I had an amazing, uplifting time. We hit the stage and it was just fire. So we got more things coming up. If you are in the Milwaukee area, we will be I believe we're on docket for Hallelujah for the holidays this year. So come on through. I'll give you guys more details about that as we get closer. Speaking of AM PM, I did want to give a quick shout out to my one of my altos, Val. She told me that she can't make it with us at 8:08 in the morning because of work and whatnot, but she does watch the replay later on in the evening. So I just wanted to give you a quick hello, since I know that you are with us in your time, and anybody else who's not able to meet with us at the live. I love and I'm encouraged by the folk who show up on the live. I see my mom is in here. I see Ambi is in here. Hey girl. But I'm even more encouraged by those folk who take extra time out of their day just to circle back around and make sure they listen to these affirmations and make this a part of their day and internalize this in their own personal walk. So I appreciate that. I appreciate the encouragement I'm getting online and in person, and I love it. And I wanted to give an extra special shout out to my cousin Coco, because she made me this shirt, y'all. Hey, look. She said, it says, it's backwards. I am worthy of love just because I'm me. She made me this shirt because she was inspired. And look, she put my name on it. See, look, that's me. So I'm really super excited. I came on here to give some uplifting, and y'all are giving it right back to me. So I truly appreciate it. So anyway, with that being said, let's get into today's affirmation. We ended last week off on a really good one. So far, this I'm Worthy of Peace series has really been highlighting the necessity for balance in our lives as we try to cultivate peace. So this is all about cultivating and keeping a peaceful atmosphere. So let's see. This is actually one of my favorite ones from this series. The affirmation for today is, I am worthy enough to disconnect from disrespect. I'm going to just... Y'all taste that? It's heavy. I am worthy enough to disconnect from disrespect. I am worthy enough to disconnect from disrespect. So I do believe, I can't remember exactly which affirmation it was connected to, but I did mention last week that we are no longer in the phase of matching energies. Just because someone brings something to you does not mean that you have to reciprocate that same energy, that same tone, that same vibration. I am worthy enough to disconnect from disrespect. Just because somebody disrespects you, talks about you, got something crazy to say in front of your face or behind your back does not mean that it is your job and your duty to engage with that and spread that negativity around, spread that hatred and let it amplify. I am worthy enough to disconnect from disrespect. If people in your life are constantly disrespecting you to your face, being rude, if people on your job are constantly disrespecting you, you do not have to continue to engage with those things. sometimes we are stuck in those spaces mentally, and that's why physically, and that's why I said disconnect from disrespect. If you are in a situation where there's someone in your home or someone in your job and you cannot leave jobs, or they're your team or something like that, who is a source of disrespect, you'll have to come in full armor of God and mentally prepared not to engage in the disrespect that they may have to bring you. That's not easy. That's not easy. Because especially if a person is set on making you miserable, bringing misery into your life, bullying you, disrespecting you, and having like explicit disregard for you, they may clock the fact that you're trying to disconnect from their disrespect and try to come at you even harder. If you truly want to keep the peace, if you're truly trying to find balance, you have to be the source of that peace. You have to be the source of the honor. You have to be the source of the respect. And thus, I am worthy to disconnect from disrespect. Whether they be disrespecting you, disrespecting others, disrespecting God, I'm worthy enough to disconnect from disrespect. They say birds of a feather flock together. If you're in connection with a friend who is constantly disrespectful to other people, but they're usually pretty nice to you, sometimes, hey Val, you made it this morning. I just gave you a shout out because you said that you can't normally make it. Oh, it's good to see you. But like I was saying, even if you have people in your circle who are usually disrespectful to everybody else except for you, it might be your time eventually. But you do not have to keep those type of people on your team just to avoid their wrath. I am worthy enough to disconnect from disrespect. That's where we are today. I am worthy enough to disconnect from disrespect. Because the people you associate with are an extension of you. So if you're not spreading disrespect, if you're not spreading disrespect, if you're associating with a person who is constantly disrespectful, you are allowing that in your circle. You are allowing that to spread. Doesn't mean you have to be a doormat though, right? Absolutely not have to be a doormat. Nobody's asking you to be run over. That's why I didn't say lay down for disrespect or take disrespect. But disconnecting it from it in a way, physically or mentally, so that it does not permeate your day, so that it does not become a part of you, so that you're not affected by it, so that you're not susceptible to the words that another person has to say. It's definitely not about being a doormat or being run over. I am worthy enough to disconnect from disrespect. Sometimes you got to confront it and walk away. Sometimes you got to say, I'm not doing this, and move on with your life. Sometimes you got to say, I appreciate your feedback, but I didn't ask for it. Thank you. I am worthy enough to disconnect from disrespect for no other reason than my own sanity. You don't have a reason. You do not have to have you do not have to have justification to not engage with people who are disrespectful, whether they're disrespectful to you or disrespectful to others. Story time. You know I love a good narrative. I had I can't say young lady. She was probably she was a little bit older, it seemed. I'm not really exactly sure she was. We're in a Facebook group together, a crafting group, and she made this post about being respectful about other people's artwork and not having nasty things to say about it. But the way that she made the post was nasty. The language that she used was very off-putting. And so I chimed in, and I reiterated her messaging, but in much kinder words that I figured people might be receptive of. So because of the way that not only the way that she posted about being respectful, but because of previous accounts of her being disrespectful in other people's posts, lots of folks had things to say about her being the source of that message, and then the way that she decided to express it. So after a little bit of internet dragging, she decided to come into my inbox and be like, yeah, these females don't know what they're talking about. I said, hold on, ma'am, time out. Okay. We are in agreement with the message that people need to be respectful to one another. But I'm not in agreement with the way that you chose to address people. And I'm not in agreement with the way that you're choosing to speak about people while you're in my inbox. Ultimately, it came down to her deciding to block me because I didn't like her tone on the post or in my inbox. I made that very clear, but I didn't let my blood boil about it because I drew the line in the sand. I drew a boundary and let her know what you said was not of respect, and the way that you're approaching me now is not respectful to the other folk. At that point, it didn't even have anything to do with being respectful to me. It had everything to do with her disposition towards the other people. You thought you had a friend. But I was here to be like, no, we do need to be respectful to folk. And since you're asking, or since you're here, I wasn't a fan. Kudos to me for speaking my truth. Thank you. It's not easy to tell a person when they think that they have an ally in being wrong, that they're wrong. But if a person is being disrespectful, even if you have the same understanding of the message that you're trying to get across, like if the way that they're doing it and treating people in the process is disrespectful, that types of stuff needs to be called out too. Because I don't mean any harm, or not to be rude. A lot of times it's a precedent for people doing harmful things and being rude, but trying to get away with it under the guise of, I said no disrespect. That's what it was. She did start that post with no disrespect, and then immediately went into being disrespectful. That's just like with people, like, not to be racist, but, and then they say some wild racist stuff. No. I am worthy enough to disconnect from disrespect. I'm worthy enough to leave people out there in the cold with whatever it is disrespectful that they're doing until they realize that it's time to change their ways. That is how we garner a happier, a more loving, more peaceful community. If we're all choosing to disconnect from disrespect, we'll attract to those who are of a respectful, who are of a peaceful mindset. I am worthy enough to disconnect from disrespect. That includes people who are being disrespectful to you and people who are being disrespectful to others in your presence. We're talking about a lifestyle change where we're allowing in our circle and how we cultivate peace and balance. And that is by not allowing people to treat us any old kind of way, and not allowing people who are close to us to treat other people any old kind of way, because they are an extension. Our loved ones, our friends, our chosen family are most definitely an extension of who we are. So I am worthy enough to disconnect from disrespect. Sometimes that means checking folk in and make sure that they respect you. And that's okay. Because the people in your circle who love you, who are also trying to live a more loving, live a more peaceful, live a happier lifestyle, will likely internalize that information if you bring it to them in a kind and caring and compassionate way that you felt disrespected by their behavior. All they can do is change if they're on accord with this as well, because they'll want to disconnect from the disrespect within themselves. I don't even know if I said that part. Disconnect from the disrespect within yourself. Don't be that person. Don't allow that person to interact. Don't allow that person to have government over you. And don't allow those people to spread it to others. I am worthy enough to disconnect from disrespect. I think I've had all I had to say on that topic. So let's go ahead and take it on up in prayer. Let me get a drink of water. Oh God, our creator, the seer, the doer, the knower, the beer of all things, we come to you again, thanking you. Thanking you for allowing us to rise up this morning. Thanking you for allowing us to be in communication and communion with one another. Thanking you for yet another day to where we can actively take steps to walk in grace and favor and integrity. We ask that you bless our own hearts so that we can be peaceful people and be the harbingers of joy and light and love, and that we are not the source of disrespecting ourselves or disrespecting other people. We ask that you protect us and that you guard us from those who wish to do us harm, and that you keep our temperament even keel for towards those who do disrespect us, so that we can be a light and an example of how to be better, how to do better, and how to conduct ourselves in a godly way, in a peaceful way, in a loving way. We ask that you wrap your arms of protection around those who need it and soften their hearts of the harsh things that they may be going through in their lives that have made them turn cold and feel necessary to spread disrespect. We ask that you bring warmness, bring light into those places and into those hearts. Amen. Amen. I say. All right, y'all. Thank you for spending time with me today. I really appreciate it. I am going to be here every day this week. Not in my normal space though, because I'm about to go spend some time with my mommy at her house for the holidays. I will still be popping in at 8:08 each day. Excuse me if I'm a little late on Thanksgiving Day. I'm going to try my best to be right on time, but I'm going to be in the kitchen cooking. So if it's 8:10, I'm bad. I was still stirring something and I got a little late, but I will be here still all week at 8:08, even though we have a holiday coming up, because I feel like this is fun, this is encouraging, this is enlightening, and so I'm gonna try to do my best to be consistent in it, and I'll bring you the next set of affirmations next week. So like I always say, the I Am Worthy of Love series is available for digital print on my Etsy shop. I posted it on my page. I can repost it if you guys need it. So go grab that if you want it. And then these affirmations will be available at the end of this week, just like in the same format as the other one, digital print. So as always, if you feel encouraged and uplifted by this message today, internalize it, take it with you, and use it as a tool to spread light throughout your life. If you feel like somebody else could benefit from this message, go ahead and slide it in their inbox, share it on your timeline, do whatever you can do to spread the word. And of course, if you want to show a little direct appreciation to me for my time and my labor, getting up at 8:08 on a Monday, hey, and being smiley enough to say hi to y'all, you can hit my cash app, $Moesghetti, just like it's spelled in my name. But of course, I don't do this for any type of fame and fortune. I do this because I'm trying to live my purpose on purpose. And part of that is to spread some light into dark places. And so I appreciate each and every one of you for spending time with me, whether it be in the live or whether it be on the playback. Every soul that internalizes these messages and are touched and inspired to do better, be better, think better, and spread more joy. That being said, I'm gonna go get me some more coffee, be about my day, get on this road to be with my mama, and I will see you all tomorrow. Peace.